just curious when the relationship started to turn bad.
No,
Like
that
when
was
did
one
this
of my
start to
questions.
sour?
Yeah, that's good. I mean, might as well stick on the same
20.
subject. How did it end? How did it begin? Yeah.
I think it. I think it started in 2020 after he lost his phone with all of his YouTube to authentic authentication and all that. He lost the phone during the pandemic. YouTube was like not being staffed at all because pandemic, everything's closed down,
Oh.
and he's trying to get his YouTube back. And there's a whole conspiracy that's saying that his former manager is the one who decided to get rid of everything, and then that's when it started going down.
Who's that? Was that
And it
you?
got what? The manager? No, not
Oh,
at all.
okay.
I was
Wasn't his
not.
name Josh?
Yeah, it
Oh
was.
my God, Brady
Yeah, I
did
watched
do
a video on
research.
this. Yeah,
What the
his
fuck?
his manager Josh like stole his YouTube channel for him and tried to take all
That's
his
not.
content.
That's not exactly what happened. It's a little bit more nuanced than that.
Oh, so
Well,
it,
tell me,
so
give me a.
so the blame was trying to be put on Josh by just fans who were speculating, or was this something that
Well,
Fatty had actually said so he wouldn't look dumb?
well, the thing is that Fatty is very two-faced. I'm just gonna say it right here. He's very two-faced,
Okay.
and it's. I don't think he means to be two-faced, but he is very two-faced. Like he will drop you if you inconvenience him and all that stuff. I was his friend, and then, by the way, wait, this is off topic, but he's just like he's a big backstabber. I'm just gonna say that right now. He's a huge backstabber.
Uh-oh.
I
I
wouldn't say
but
it's off topic.
So do we
I
think
would
he's gonna backstab Sam Hyde and Jet Neptune anytime
if,
soon?
if well if as long as he keeps getting things he wants, not any time.
Okay.
Because I was his friend because I was a fan and had a connection and I actually cared about the guy. But there's other people who want to take advantage of him,
Oh.
and I'm just like I don't care at this point. I have my own life. I have my own responsibilities. I have
What
other people
happened?
to do.
What changed in that made you not be friends anymore?
Well, him throwing me in jail didn't really help.
What?
Well, okay.
What? Wow.
That was
Okay,
a
wait.
jump.
So this is this a related in relation to this knife situation?
Yeah, that's exactly
Okay.
what it is.
Okay, so do you want to preface the knife situation and then
Oh, I'll
go
tell
in
you what
about your
happened.
jail
So,
time?
So what happened is that he was arguing about bills. He was pretty much like extorting me to pay his electric bill, even though I told him that I have no interest in helping him out after he decided to peer pressure me into growing weed in the apartment and raising the electricity bill to almost $1,600.
Oh my
And
God.
he wanted me to pay half, and I was like, it's not my responsibility. I told you this is a bad idea, and you didn't listen to me. The only reason why I did it is because you peer pressured me. I am not paying this. This is ridiculous. And I got manic, like I got anxious, nervous, and I got in the straight up manic. So what happened is that I cut myself out of pure manic. I had no control over it. I literally just was in a state of mania. It was crazy. I had no money, and he expected me to pay a shit ton of money that I personally did not owe him a dime. And then I, out of mania, cut myself with one of my steak knives. Didn't hurt him, by the way, only myself.
Oh, the
And
serrated
what?
ones.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But what happened after that is that he didn't feel safe for some reason, and he decided to not only make things worse, but how he made it worse was really bad. So he took a broom handle, unscrewed it, literally my broom handle, took some duct tape, by the way, my duct tape, and took by the way, and one of my steak knives, and he made a spear, a makeshift spear out of my own shit.
Sorry. I'm sorry. That must have been scary for you. But
And
sorry.
he made a spear out of my own stuff, not even his, just my stuff. And then I felt unsafe. He thought he
Yes.
felt unsafe. So what I did is that before he then he obviously like I think like dropped the sphere, and then I was like in my head I was like I need to make sure this guy is on the ground because if he decides to stab me, that's gonna be bad news. So in self-defense, I tried to wrestle a knife out of his hand because I didn't feel safe.
You
So I
didn't have a
pushed him
knife
into
in
a
your
corner.
hand, correct?
I dropped it.
Okay. I'm not trying to be like a detective or anything, but I'm just curious about the story.
The only person who really like hurt themselves is me, and I did say I was gonna blame it on him out of a state of mania, but I was literally in no control of myself at that point. The only thing I thought of was when he dropped the spear and picked up the knife that I had, so he doesn't. He was saying, "I'm taking this knife because I don't want you to hurt yourself," right? Cripple fight. Yeah, it's funny. So after that, I wrestled the knife out of his hand, and then I pushed him into a corner. He said I assaulted him, and I did admit to the part of cutting myself and blaming it on him. So the cops decided to put me in cuffs, put me in the back of a cop car, and take my mugshot, and I spent the night in jail, and I was released the very next day because they thought, I'm pretty sure they just wanted to separate us for the night. He thought I was going to be in jail for at least 3 days. He was sorely mistaken, and very upset, much so.
Yeah. So I can see how, like, from both ends, it could be like, I could see how he could be afraid of you, and then I could see, obviously, how you could be afraid of him with the fucking, like, knife on the end, and, like, him already practicing with some fucking lightsabers outside beforehand. Like, he's had practice already.
He's an experienced blade master.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, fuck, he's gonna go full force on me, and then, yeah.
I mean, in a comedic sense, yeah, that's pretty much what happened, but
That's
it was
50%, that's on full force.
But I could see how, you know, when, like, emotions are high like that, and, like, you're upset, like, how from on your end, you're like, yeah, how am I gonna fucking scrounge up this money? Because then, you know, if you don't pay the bill, eventually the light's gonna get turned off too, and then you'll have to figure out your situation. You know, not even the fact it's like, how am I gonna pay him? You know, it's like, if you lose power, it's like, fuck. You know?
Yeah.
But, you know,
I mean, I'm a little confused. So Airsoft went YouTuber turned drug dealer? Was he trying to sell this weed or just grow it for himself?
He wanted to keep some of it and then sell some of it.
Is it even legal in your state to sell weed and grow it?
Yes, but you can have 12 plants in one household.
Holy shit.
That was
Yes.
$1,600 for rent for 1 month.
Yeah, well, the rent was a whole different story. Okay.
I mean,
now
not for rent. I apologize, electricity, but
yeah, electricity, but we're gonna get on rent because I want to talk about this.
Okay.
So the rent situation, I paid my half every single time, every month.
Sounds
I
like
found
a
out he
mooch
didn't-
is coming up. Talking
Yeah,
about the
Big old mooch.
He didn't pay his half of the rent for 4 months.
Mm.
So we were in debt.
He's a star.
Okay, yeah, sure. But but what happened is that after we separated, you know what? It's funny. After the day we moved out was Valentine's Day of 2021.
Oh
So
my
it was
God,
really
this is
funny.
so gay.
I know.
You said after we
it-
separated, Valentine's Day.
They broke up.
Yeah, it's funny. It is funny if you think about it.
Most good relationships end in a knife fight.
That was actually months after
okay.
before. I mean, the months before that, like we moved out. The lease was up, so it was just a funny day that we moved out.
So wait, even after you got arrested, you went back to living with him?
I had to. I
Brady,
stayed at my dad.
Not everywhere is fucking dirt cheap where you live. People can't just pick up and move, like...
Well, I
into a
imagine you
$5
figured out if
house.
you tried to stab each other, Mariah.
Well,
Brady,
I had
you
nowhere
don't
else
know
to
what
be.
real life is like.
Yeah.
I was able to stay with my dad a couple of times through those months, though. I stayed with my dad for a few of those months, so
That's
it wasn't
good.
as bad.
That's
This is a relationship.
My dad literally was just like, you know what? I don't want you to have a roommate ever again. I'm just gonna help you pay your rent.
Aw, that's a good dad.
Yeah, he is a
That's
good dad.
awesome. Well, I'm glad
So
you're
did you
able-
guys ever make up?
No, he started talking me on Fish Tank and other platforms.
Yeah, so I was
Well,
just
this
about to
happened.
get into that. So he started shit talking you. He's like, yeah, you know, this old guy I used to know.
This
Used to, you know,
R-word
stab.
Jewish man. That's
He-
I'll say it. This fat fucking R-word Jewish man tried to stab me over bills and
Oh,
blah
that's
blah
what he
blah.
called you. Are you Jewish?
Yeah. Yes.
All right,
ma'am.
get off the show. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Goodbye. I mean, my last name is Frank. I know I'm doxing myself, but you know anybody
like
with the
filthy
last name
Frank.
No, like Anne Frank.
Oh. Oh yeah,
That's my real.
that is her last name, isn't it, Anne Frank?
No, it's Anne Frankenstein. Yeah.
Frankenstein.
So when you guys were having these
No,
relationship issues, what?
Okay,
Sorry,
you know, fine. No, it's not you, Aaron. It's Brady.
Okay.
I just wanted to
Brady.
ask, all these relationship issues were happening while he was on Fish Tank?
No, this was like this was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it was
and
confusing because you said
2
Because
years
I
ago
was
was
gonna get
the
back to-
falling out, and then Fish Tank has only
I wanted
happened
to get
these
back
past
to the
few
rent
months.
though. The rent's
Yeah,
interesting
okay.
though. The rent's interesting because
Okay.
he didn't pay it for 4 months. I was in debt because of that for 2 years. So was he. So what my dad decides to pay off the debt, and because it's affecting my credit. I have terrible credit because of it.
You
He wants
can't
to help
rent
it
another
out.
place if you wanted to
That's
under your own name because that's
Yeah, I
not
have to have my dad help me a co-tenant, co-signer pretty much.
Mhm.
So what happened is that he paid off that at least the rent debt, and he not only paid off my debt because it's also paid off Fatty's debt because it was both in our name. So
Aw.
just by association, he paid off his debt pretty much. And what does he do? He calls me a fat R-word Jewish man in front of thousands of people.
I mean, aw. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know. That just sounds funny the way you said it. I didn't hear him. His voice sounds a
No,
little
I'm a funny
funny.
guy. People say it's all good.
Sounds like a little baby when he says it. So
I mean, every time he talks, he's out of breath.
Oh yeah, he's a baby. Okay, I want to tell you something.
Oh.
So one time I hit him with like a plastic lightsaber. He felt like he was dying. He's like, ah, fuck, ah.
Did you go full force?
No,
Okay.
Did
What
not
percent
go
were
full
you at?
force.
15.
15%? Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't even trying. I was doing defense mainly. I was just like, boink, boink, and he was
Maybe
blocking
he
it.
had a previous lightsaber injury. You don't know.
So what?
Yeah, what
Oh
the
yeah,
fuck?
that doesn't excuse him hitting me in the finger with a kendo stick and laughing about it.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That was
so
only
One
15%.
of those guys.
Oh no, that was not 15%. He went full force and laughed about it. I was, he
He
broke,
laughed about it.
yeah, because he thought it was like just a wooden stick, but those are kendo sticks. Those are actual weapons. I actually had like a bruised purple ring finger for like a few weeks. It actually hurt like a motherfucker.
Jesus.
And he just laughed about it. And and this is the thing, like he'll get hit by plastic and think it's the end of the world. Well, I'll get hit by an actual weapon. I'm like, that fucking hurts. That's the difference. I'm a lot tougher in that regard.
So if I may ask, so just back on that knife situation, so you guys had that little knife fiasco, you got put in jail, and then Fatty talks about it on Fish Tank. Then I see this Reddit post where you are calling him out to fight you. Is this
Oh yeah,
is this
I
a
definitely
real...
want to do that.
You
I definitely want
do
to do that. Yeah, I definitely want to do that, but he never will do it because he's the biggest pussy I've ever been in my fucking life.
Well, you like actually want to physically fight him, or you want like
Yes, I want to
YouTube
get in
box
the
him?
YouTube box him in the ring in
Okay.
front of thousands of people.
So
I
what
want
do
him
you
to knock his ass in front of a whole crowd.
what do you think? So I just want to tell you, if he's still with Sam Hyde, I don't necessarily know if you'll win that match if somehow he learns some good tricks. But what would we need to do to get Airsoft Fatty to agree to this? What would we need to give him, provide to him, suck up
I have
to
no
him?
idea. Like, I really think he's he's like the Ethan Ralph of
Ethan Ralph.
autistic law cows. Like he's literally like the biggest baby. He gets hit by plastic and thinks it's the end of the world. He doesn't. He really just. I don't. I think if I fought him, it would be a hate crime because I'm just that much better than him.
Well, you're definitely gonna have to change weight classes. He's like 300 pounds, and
I-
you said
I
you're
was-
losing weight.
I was
I'm-
literally
I'm
about to
really-
say, I don't know if the weight
Yeah, I
classes
know.
would even really add
think
up.
you could-
Maybe
you
you
have
could
to-
double team with someone.
I think you do heavyweight if you're over 250, if I remember right.
That's absolutely insane. I'm wondering if there's some kind of alternative he would agree to that
He just.
where he wouldn't have to get physically in the ring and stuff because you guys would also probably need to pass a physical and stuff too, which you probably would.
I'm more likely to pass a physical than he can. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I'll
yeah.
fight someone on his behalf just as the same weight.
Well, I have a question about that. Do you think like Airsoft Fatty is like slowly dying? Because like every
Yes.
time he talks, sometimes he runs out of breath and he vapes and
Pretty,
smokes.
you run out of breath and you're not fat anymore.
Hey, look, don't tell Chad to stop doing what he's doing, okay?
Oh god,
Damn
are you
right.
talking
But for
British?
sure,
Shut
but
the
for
fuck
about
up.
Fatty, do you think he's dying?
Yes, I think if I had to give it a 30 to 34 years old, a 40 window gap, if he doesn't change his fucking attitude and his
How old is he?
lifestyle, he's younger than me.
How?
I think I'm 31, so I think he's 27, 26 or
No
something like that.
fucking way.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
when
like
yeah, when did you give him that alcohol for his 21st birthday?
22nd. It was 2018.
22nd,
Oh my
2018.
god.
Yeah, so
It-
he's about 4 years older or 3 years older than I am, so he'd be like 26, 27.
Yeah.
He looks and acts like he's in his 40s.
Oh no, he's just in really bad
40s?
shape.
You mean like
Yeah.
in his teens? What do you mean in his 40s?
Hold on. What
Like
do I?
he looks and acts like he's 40 years old.
I know.
Because he's
Question.
always dying.
How do you think old do you think I look?
Like 27.
30.
Really? He's closer. I'm 31.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you look good for your age, I guess.
I'll have your picture on screen, by the way, Aaron, so people know what you. Oh wait, oh not that one, but here, let me take a screenshot real quick. Wait, wait, sorry, I'll say when I got it. Yep, okay, got it.
Yeah, but does he smoke or does he just vape? Because he's always
he
dying.
smo-
He can't breathe.
He smokes hella pot.
Yeah.
Hello.
And I actually want to ask about his living conditions because in the documentary it shows his horrible house and there's like
Yeah.
cat shit everywhere. He lives in cat shit. His
Well,
bathroom was obviously never been cleaned.
He
So
doesn't
I
live in
think,
that. He doesn't live in that
yeah,
house.
I
since 2018.
understand that, but do you
Yeah.
like when he was living in the apartment with you? Did he have better? Did he to start taking care of himself more, or was it the same?
No, it made me worse because
Holy shit.
his dirtiness put my mental health in such disarray.
No, he was never cleaning anything. The bathroom was always dirty.
When he did, bro, there was literal shit like etched into like the toilet seat. I had to like
Oh my
literally like
God.
I literally had to etch it out of the toilet.
Ew.
Like,
I don't
like
know
how
anything about
often?
shitting.
I had to do it in one shot because I was just like, you know what? I'm so tired of this. I'm just gonna clean it. He's never gonna clean it, so I'm just gonna do it myself. And it
Well,
took.
how often was he ruining the toilet?
He shat on the toilet and literally like, if I remember correctly, I didn't see it happen, but if I had to guess, he didn't have his asshole anywhere near the hole. It pretty much like was on the
Where
toilet.
was it?
It was pretty much on the rim of the toilet seat. It got under the toilet seat.
Well, to be fair, if you're that big, I'm pretty sure you'd feel pretty uncomfortable getting all on the toilet seat.
I'm very uncomfortable. There's like shit like ingrained in the toilet seat. It's like an old it's like
Oh my
hieroglyphics.
God.
It was like ancient Egypt hieroglyphics old. It looked
Oh.
Did you have
terrible.
like a bariatric toilet for him to fit on, or was it just a regular toilet he
It
used to
was
have to
just a
squeeze
regular-
his ass into?
a regular toilet? What?
Oh, so he had to like squeeze his ass into it and try and make it do. It's kind of
Yes,
your
but-
fault. You should have upgraded the toilet for him.
No, he had his own shit bucket.
He had a
Ew.
bucket?
Yeah, he took a shit in the bucket multiple times.
Why did he have a bucket?
Because he was tired of shitting on the toilet.
He was tired of shitting on the toilet because he was so fat he couldn't fit on it?
Hey, Airsoft
Pretty
Fatty,
much,
if you're
yeah.
listening to this, you
I
better
don't-
get on here and tell me if this is true or not. You can be on my show
Look,
too.
he's such a
Allegedly.
he's such an exaggerator. Look, I have people's receipts, okay?
Wait, hold on. So allegedly he shat in a bucket because he
Yeah.
couldn't fit on the toilet anymore.
I don't know if that's the reason, but the community called it the poop bucket.
The community?
Oh,
Who knew
so
about
they knew
this?
about it. Oh, so it's
The people watching the streams, but on my stream or whether Fatty's stream, there was a poop bucket. Literally, I showed it to the people. Like, well, it was clean at the time, but there was like a literal poop bucket, a Myers
Did
poop
he shit
bucket.
on stream?
I'm surprised
No,
if you
you
actually
never shit on
shit in a
stream.
bucket, it's even cleaned at all. To be honest.
Yeah, did he leave
Yeah.
it there after he shat in it? What
I
did he
don't
do?
know. I think what happened is that he left it there for a little bit, and then he like dumped it in like a dumpster or something, if I can recall.
How awful did your apartment smell?
It was terrible. I have pictures of like how bad the apartment. Okay, so I took a picture. I was down for 6 days, and I cleaned the whole fucking apartment. In 6 motherfucking days, it was trashed. hours, like 6. I was gone for 6 days, and it was trash bags everywhere. The trash
Shit
was
on the
overflowing.
floor. Shit on the
This is
wall. No,
amazing.
just kidding.
How did you live there?
I had no choice. I was so excited to just get out of the situation I was before that I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm in
Oh
an
my
apartment."
god, what were you living in before this, man?
Yo, I lived a rough like 2010s. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Yeah, I really used to. I upgraded in 2015 to 2017 to half a room, 2017 to 2020 for a full room, and then I get my own apartment with a living room and my own room, and now I get my own place. So I'm moving
I
up.
mean, I guess what I was getting
Yay.
at is he's very sickly. He always looks like he's dying,
He's
and he does
dirty.
not take care of himself. He's very
Mm.
dirty. His
You are correct.
his house is dirty. He has poor living conditions, so he
That's
probably
why.
won't make it to 40.
Yeah, that's why I wonder what his tiny home is gonna look like. Is it, like, I couldn't imagine shitting, sleeping, and eating in the same fucking room. I fucking swear to God, that would make me
He
go
has a
crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
he has a tiny home now.
because
Yeah,
yeah.
still fund me.
Yeah, sorry, I've been quiet. I've just been fucking dying at this. Yeah, because he got a bunch of donations from Fish Tank, correct? And then it's
And
literally
GoFundMe,
like,
yeah.
one of those little shed things that look like houses in the front of Home
It's
Depot.
so funny.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
And
just.
you expect two people that weigh a equal amount of 800 pounds to live in that thing? That's crazy. Because from I heard, he's going to have a lady friend live there too.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Like an actual friend, or like more than a friend?
I have no idea. But I couldn't imagine just like that poor lady being in that one tiny house.
Oh no,
I feel
maybe
bad
that's
for her.
maybe he'll have the money and like he's gonna pay for her to be his maid or something.
Maybe the woman will make him a better man, and he'll
Yeah.
learn the error of his ways and apologize to everyone who's wronged, and will start losing weight. And
That'd be
then
awesome.
also,
Yeah, and then he can box you.
and then Shrek will come in and say, "Hey, get out of my swamp."
Well, so he had a GoFundMe to get this house. So is he like broke? Is all his money coming from streaming, and he's not getting any views, obviously?
Hold on, his views are not doing as good as they used to be. Like even
No,
like
like
in their,
it's not livable, obviously.
So
yeah.
if
Hold
I'm
on, you want to see the
correct-
house? I can pull it up if you want.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean,
but also if
okay, yeah.
if I'm correct, this is all stemming from the time he lost his phone, or did just people stop watching him much, just because he wasn't that interesting, or was it just kind of both? Like, is that how he lost all of his followers and everything, or was it the
No,
iDubbbz
I think
documentary?
what I think happened is that um, it's hard to say because I feel like the fan base between them are very split. There's like new people from Fish Tank who love him and don't even know why there's so much hate on him,
Mhm.
and then there's like the other half who are just like either want two things, are just mad at him and want to see him fail slash feel bad for him, and they hope that he does eventually better because what he's doing, the way he's living, is not healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
the
mean,
fan base is very split.
I think he's entertaining, but how many times can you see a guy make a meat salad? Like, his content's not like it's very repetitive. If you've seen
Yeah,
his
that,
YouTube channel.
Yeah,
yeah,
like
and
the
I'm
official podcast. And... No,
the official podcast is
Who's
top
right?
tier content, okay?
Hey, shut up
Yeah.
about who's right.
Look, the official podcast is top tier content. I pay $5 a month to listen to that shit.
Yeah,
every
me
week.
too. And all I get is being a mod.
Hey, look, that's more than me.
No, they're doing good. They're doing better now
Hold
with
on.
the bonus episodes.
I'm looking
So-
for like the
That's awesome.
pictures. Hold on.
So Airsoft Fatty, he makes money from streaming barely, I guess, and I'm sure Sam Hyde gave him a something. But does he take like government checks? Is he so poor and stupid?
He is so stupid. He lost his government checks.
How do you do
Wait,
that?
sorry,
he
I
made
don't
too
mean
much
to
money
laugh
from
at that.
streaming.
Not even
Also-
that. Like he just didn't keep up with like they didn't keep up with his SSI. So like if you eventually lose it if you don't like keep up with it. I'm just a lucky case because I keep complaining like, yo, stop doing
Okay,
that. Stop.
I'm seeing the picture you just sent of Fatty's
Which I'll put
house.
on
That is not a
screen.
house. That is
I
yeah.
know.
Put it on the screen, Mariah. That is not a house. That is a shed.
They are literally going to renovate it and make like a bed area
I've
on the
seen
top.
I've seen
And-
tiny homes before. This is not a tiny home. This is a
I
shed.
know, it's hilarious. They're gonna like convert it and make like plumbing and insulation apparently as well.
But,
There's a whole
okay,
video about the contractors.
Is he going to have a washer and dryer? Is he going to have even the tiniest
Impossible.
kitchen set up with like one one coil, you know, one stove.
Oh, hold
coil
on.
Thing.
I got more info.
If you're gonna
I
have
got
it on
I got a layout
your
for you.
oven.
Here's a layout.
I assume he'll just go to the
Oh, I'll put the
laundromat.
layout on the screen
Wait, hold on.
too. Wait, is this what
Yeah.
someone is just saying he should do?
No, this is the contractor of what the plan for the layout of his place will look like.
Dude,
Oh, wow.
you're telling me he's not gonna want to walk up fucking steps to go shower? How's a shower gonna fit up there?
No, they're gonna put the bed up there.
Oh,
And for your audio listeners, it is 20 feet wide and
looking at it, though.
10 feet long.
Yeah, that's tiny. My place is like 1,025 square feet. That's tiny.
No,
Yeah, that is a
okay,
very
so you
small
know what?
space.
There's lazy people like me who's not gonna like this. I need the good mix. I can't be in a fucking tiny shoebox, but I can't be in a huge ass house. I need a perfect medium.
You would love my apartment then. It's like
Yeah.
a really big one
Are you-
bedroom, one
Are
bathroom.
you asking me to move in with you?
No. I'm just saying you like something like what I have,
It's like,
is what
oh,
I'm saying.
fuck women. No, I'm just kidding.
I like how they,
No, I'm just saying, like, you don't know me, you know? It's just,
I
but
like
no,
how the
like,
contractor labeled this as a loft. This is not a loft. This is
I
a
know.
shed.
my place is a loft, okay? Behind this green screen is a huge open area and a bedroom over there, so that's a loft.
This is a podcast. They can't see that, but
I know.
This-
I'm showing you your guys' only. Just trust, though.
I just feel like this. I mean, he's not like he doesn't look. He could be way fatter, but just even like for someone that size trying to get around in a tiny house, you know, tiny houses and shit like that, it is a lot of moving around. You have to adjust a lot of things. You have to put something up just to take something out. It's not a simple life, even though it looks like it. Like, you have to fucking put up the bed just to in turn put up the dinner table, and that's a lot of work. I don't think I mean, this may sound fucked up, but I don't think I've ever seen a fat person living in a tiny home, because even though it seems small and manageable, it's still a lot to keep up with, because you're constantly moving shit around. So he's just gonna end up in the fucking shit bucket situation again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the fact, like, I don't, like, it's so small. I couldn't imagine that being anywhere remotely being cleaned at all, especially with his, like, mannerism.
I mean, I assume he's gonna put in a very big toilet, because on the plans there's a big ass square where it says toilet. It's almost as big as the shower.
He obviously needs it.
The shower's an entire corner, so you should have plenty of size there. I'm shocked he's even putting up walls. It looks like there's gonna be walls. Yeah, there will be walls because there's a door. That's fucking crazy.
I do
20
want to
feet
show
of
you.
walls.
I do want to show you a picture of me and him, but he looks a lot thinner in this picture, and it's really sad to see him what he looks like now. Like, he's not, like, still big, you know, but like compared to like what he is now, it's like night and day.
So you're saying he's gained weight or lost weight?
Well, he's gained weight again. He's lost. This is the
Oh.
thinnest I've seen. He looks somewhat thin compared to like what he looks like now, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
You just post a picture with the Barstool
You
Sports
can,
guy.
you can tell
Yeah.
in that chin, like, his double chin has grown, like, it's twice the size.
Yeah,
Mariah's not allowed to talk about it, but I'm ex-fat, so I can say he's very fat.
Currently,
He's
yeah,
extremely fat.
and he looks thinner in this one, doesn't he? Like than he does right now.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, yeah, it's sad
Mm.
because
At least he looks happy, I guess.
yeah, he's
Well, in
actually
in the old one, he actually doesn't even look truly happy in the new one, which
Yeah,
is pretty sad.
it's
He's
just like,
just like, oh, just got what I came here for again. You know, they
this
gave
is
me
the
what I
thinnest
wanted.
this is the thinnest I've ever seen him. He was like, oh, I think he broke under 350, which is big for him at that point, and he just gained it all back.
Did you guys see him bowling? I mean, you were there, Aaron. You got to see him bowling. He was slamming the ball into the ground. I thought the fucking ground was gonna break.
Yeah, I know.
He slammed it so hard every time. He eventually got a strike, but
You like that? You like my cut of the strike? I was robbed.
yeah, I don't know if that's something you want to talk about or not, Mariah. But
Oh,
they
no,
Barstool Sports featured Airsoft Fatty on one of their videos, and they loved Aaron just as much as they did Airsoft. Like, Aaron got
Aw.
half the screen time.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
say I stole the show.
Yay.
Pretty much. And did that make Fatty jealous a little bit?
No, we were doing great at that point in time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, They were asking you
No.
questions. You were shooting them jokes. You were part of all the skits they did. They love
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I still have like I saw him like the Roan, the guy in the middle, like a year after in Austin. I did another video after that. Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, you did
Roan's a
some
cool
kind of
guy.
taco
Aw.
video. You were featured in a taco video.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
That
like
was very cool.
Trinity from Trailer Park Boys. Yeah,
Woo.
Yeah. So
That's
Aaron gets
awesome.
all the cool videos.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna start making some more here soon, so be on the lookout.
Oh,
So
hell yeah.
So you'd say Barstool Sports really liked you. That was one of my
Yeah,
questions.
Roan's the homie, and so is Mike and Tom, the back
Yeah.
behind the scene guys.
Barstool or Sports and iDubbbz, they're like I'm shocked TLC hasn't gotten on this shit. This fucker's shitting in a bucket. He's living in a shed.
Yeah.
Like, where's TLC at when you need them?
Yeah, they got fucking dumbass Big Ed on everything now. They're just so
Big
annoying.
Ed.
Big Ed
He has
and
his own show.
Darcy and Stacy, those gross ass bitches with plastic surgery. They look so disgusting.
No, we need more rednecks like the Slatton sisters. We need more like Aaron. Like Aaron needs his own show, and Fatty
back.
needs his own show.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just ruined you the pee. I didn't make some shit. False alarm.
Good, thank
Okay,
God.
thank
You're
for
in the
that
middle
update.
of my show.
Hey, I probably need to go to the bathroom. I just need to pee. Oh, it's all good. What's up?
I mean, I was asking you, so you don't know anything about like what Fatty got paid for being featured in these videos, making them millions of views?
I really don't know if he got any money, but I know he got a bunch of people on his eyes, which he didn't really take advantage of. That's for sure.
I mean, yeah, I got some traction, but that worked both ways. Like the Full Force documentary got 23 million views. The Barstool Sports videos got 8 million views. Like Fatty did a lot for them. It doesn't sound like they did a whole lot for Fatty.
Well, I mean, Barstool Sports is a multimedia like juggernaut, so I feel like
Yeah, they're a big corporation. They have a big audience, but Airsoft, like they can get like a million views on a normal video, but this guy's giving them content to get them up to 10 million. Like iDubbbz isn't getting 20 million views off of every video. It's Airsoft Fatty that got him that.
I have no idea about if he got actual money, but I do know that Barstool Sports pretty much paid for all of Vic's expenses, which is pretty expensive if you're getting flown out to New York and having like a hotel in the middle of Midtown.
Well, okay, so yes, Barstool Sports did something for him, but iDubbbz did not.
Give him a cool little vacation. I mean,
except $800.
I wouldn't call it. Yeah.
I mean,
which
expensive.
seems like
you gotta
iDubbbz
remember.
is doing well off of his YouTube career, so it means he can live off of it and do
not so much
more
recently.
With it.
No, not much
but
recently.
with his wife's career, he's probably making a lot of money.
Maybe Airsoft Fatty can be featured on the OnlyFans on the cup.
I think they were honestly. I think they were actually going to do. I think like Ian at one point wanted to do Full Force too, but Chris would not let anyone else in his he's ever interacted, like me or the manager or Gucci Bear. He wouldn't let people be on that video because he hated.
No fucking way.
Why couldn't he have
Force
just
2.
said? Well, maybe he doesn't know how to do it. Maybe he's dumb. I don't know. Why
No,
couldn't he have just said, like, just put me and I'm not going to agree to anyone else. Give me a contract, I'll sign it. Like, I don't want Aaron in it because I'm not friends with him. He's a Jew or whatever.
Ian
retarded Jew.
Yeah, you get it right. but no, Ian like Chris what was the question again? I forgot.
I forgot too. Why didn't Fatty want to do it? He didn't want to just put
because
he didn't
want to give any he didn't want to give eyes on me pretty much. He didn't want anything. He didn't want to be around me, and he also didn't want.
He obviously needs multiple things like a financial advisor and a life coach, and he needs a manager. He needs an actual manager, not Josh. I don't know who Josh is. I don't know if I did anything wrong. Sounds like Josh is just his fucking friend down the street who sold like crack instead of weed.
Gonna tell you something. I'll tell you a thing about Josh. Josh and Chris's relationship was a two-way street. Josh tried his hardest to get Chris to make content, and Chris just pretty much made a whole big deal about any time we were trying to make content. It was really like trying to push a mule that wouldn't move.
So
all you
gotta
do
is
hand Robert a fucking lightsaber and hand Chris a lifesaver and then give them a fucking funny costume every time.
But
and that's
the answer about the Full Force 2 is that He didn't want anyone to tell their side of the story because pretty much because he just wanted to tell his own side and just talk
So
shit
you're
about
telling me
everyone.
this dumb redneck turned down a second documentary that could have made him even more famous?
Yeah, that's pretty
From
dumb.
what I remember,
That's
this is all
fucking crazy.
from what I heard, but yes, from what I heard, yes, because
It's like the dumbest thing he could have possibly did.
we didn't want people like me or Josh or whatever being in there, and that's the whole reason.
Any
And
publicity
iDubbbz couldn't agree to that?
any
No,
publicity
no,
is
he
good
wouldn't agree. No,
publicity.
no, because Idos wanted
Yeah, I
more
agree.
fucking content. He wanted to know everyone's side of the story, leaving with Chris and all that. He wanted more than just having Chris's word, and I fucking understand that 100%. Why would you
Should
want to
just
just hear one side of the story when you can get all the sides of the story?
Well, I feel like if iDubbbz wanted to make this work, he would have. Like, you just lie to him, say, "Oh no, we won't ask them a question. That'd be ridiculous. We're just gonna film you and then film
No.
you guys on the side."
Well, that would require him sneaking all of us on the video, and Chris would have been a big fit about it. And I remember,
Who
like,
cares?
I know that Chris,
Fuck.
like, when Chris was begging for like promotion, I think Ian said get a job or something.
Oh, we didn't
The
even
only thing I saw,
specify that Chris is Airsoft Fatty. Sorry, I
yeah,
don't know if
Yeah,
the only
anyone
thing,
will be watching that doesn't know that, but
sorry,
just in case.
I've known him for over 5 years,
Well,
so
no,
he's just
I've only figured that out this past week, so I was just like, oh yeah, Chris, I know who that is, but I'm like, oh fuck, people watching or listening may not know, but
yeah.
yes,
No, I
Chris
get
is
that. I
Airsoft
was just
Fatty.
yeah.
yeah, the only
So
thing I've seen is Airsoft Fatty going on some stream saying, "I begged or I messaged iDubbbz to promote my stream. I'm going broke," and he just ignored me, and that fucking hurt my feelings. So he went on
well,
Fish Tank and talked shit on him.
yeah. The
So
reality
fuck
is that
iDubbbz.
the reality is more like he gave him $800+, and then he talked shit about him because he didn't get exactly what he wanted.
I mean, if $800 was all he got, he kind of got fucked over because he
I
made
mean,
20 million views. He had a brand sponsorship on that video. He probably made quite a bit of money on
you really
that.
didn't have to give him anything, to be honest. He didn't have to give him rent money.
Yeah.
He gave him privately out of his own
He
pocket.
doesn't have
Well,
to,
I
but I
mean,
think he should have.
I guess it also it depends on like whatever they agreed on before the documentary. Like if I'm going to do a
Yeah, I have no idea
documentary on
about that.
someone, I'd be like, "Hey, this is what I'm going to do." Like I'm not well, the stuff I personally do is not making any money off of it, so it's like, yeah, I don't make
I
any
can
money
only
off of
give
it. You're
you
not
an
going to give
account.
me
I
but
can only give you an account from like my point of view. That's all I can really provide. I have no idea what they've written in the back or whatever. I can
yeah.
just give you what my
I
perspective.
guarantee he just went up to Airsoft Fatty and said, "Do you want to film a documentary?" And he said,
Honest,
"Yes."
yeah,
I
he jumped on
doubt they
that
had
shit
any
quick.
financial. Yeah.
Yeah.
From what I heard from like people that was around him at the time, Chris didn't want anyone talking their story about him pretty much, and that's why he refused it. Because Ian wanted to make sure that everyone got their chance to talk about what happened after Full Force, and Chris
Yeah,
was.
well, none of them knew it was going to be this big. No one knew it was going to be a 20 million view documentary.
Yeah,
No
to
one
be
thought
fair,
it was.
no one thought it was gonna blow up with all the memes and all that shit either. Yeah.
Yeah, but it did. And then Fatty wanted some money and some more recognition, but iDubbbz wasn't giving it to him. He just ignored his fat ass.
Yeah, but from what I know, I heard he got $800 from like for rent because that's what he was pretty much bitching about was rent and
Yeah.
how even though the roommate at the time was like I made that money and pretty much we're not in any trouble, so he's just pretty much he's I don't know how to explain it without being rude, like how like his thought process is. So I'm
Just
not
be
gonna
rude.
it's just it okay.
Is it the truth?
He
If it's the
it's
truth,
my
then I mean,
it's my perspective. It's my
yeah.
Can you put your
perspective.
hand on a Bible real quick before you say this?
I swear to tell nothing but the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God, blah blah
All right,
blah.
tell us. Be blunt. Come on, give it to us.
Uh,
Give it to us.
he's psycho. He's crazy. He's two-faced and he has no idea what he's talking about most of the time.
Mhm.
He has he has he's a backstabber and I don't care if he hears any of this. Chris, if Airsoft Fatty, if you're hearing this, I hope you do well and actually get better, honestly, but honestly at the same time, fuck you, bro.
Oh.
I feel like that was a
Yeah,
good way to
well,
wrap that up, Mariah.
yeah, it's probably hard to see someone you used to like and be friends with go through something like that. And obviously, you've lived with him too. And that when you live with someone, it's completely different. Like, you know how they act, even if you don't even speak to them. Like, I had 4 other roommates at one time, and I barely spoke to them, but I knew how they were. So I couldn't imagine if someone may have like some kind of disorder like that. Especially if you used to be a fan of them and admire them, and it's pretty fucked
And then
up.
became their friend, and then considered them their brother at one point because he doesn't really have any family left, and it's just like it's sad because I really wanted to help him, and he just it just like felt like it felt like the end of the Revenge of the Sith. I'm Obi-Wan. You were my brother, Airsoft Fatty.
Wow,
I loved
you guys
you.
are
I
nerds.
fucking love you.
Mariah, did you have any other questions for Aaron, Mariah?
No, I went over all my stuff. You
Hell
I feel like
yeah.
we covered everything.
Yeah, everything.
Almost everything.
Let's never talk about Airsoft Fatty for the rest of our fucking life.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Unless the boxing match happens.
Yeah, unless Airsoft Fatty gets on my podcast and then he wants to defend himself.
Yeah, by the way, fuck HighLordAaron.
Yeah,
Fatty, will you please come on our podcast?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just had him on here for the
HighLordAaron.
views. We really love
Yeah.
Fatty a lot more. We
got his
turned on
view.
for
Let's get the real view. Let's get the truth.
Yeah,
Not this
yeah,
bullshit he's been spewing.
Yeah, let's fake news, bullshit.
There never was
Yeah,
a bucket,
even
was there?
Aaron's calling himself
No, there
out.
was a
That's how
bucket.
you know.
There was always a bucket. That is true.
The bucket
always
is a lie. Bucket.
the bucket
Alright.
always existed.
God, I need to know if the bucket's fucking real.
The bucket is older than time.
After
Send us
this,
pictures of the bucket.
I'm just gonna look
I'll
up
try to
Airsoft
find it.
Fatty bucket, see if I can find it.
Hold on, I can at least find you the picture. I can at least find you the pictures I have. Let me find my
Oh,
phone.
yeah.
There it is. I can show you.
Yeah.
I can show you pictures of like the 6-day mess that he caused.
Fatty, if you
Well,
prove
after the
this
show,
is Aaron
send us-
shit, then I'll give you $10.
My shit smells like challah bread. Okay.
All right. After the show, send us like a bunch of pictures of your like how awful your house was. That way, Mariah can post it while we were
Brady,
talking.